So there are 5 different kinds of ledges. Let's talk about them. So first off, let's talk about the butter bench ledges like we find at this skate park. So I just did a few 50-50s on the ledge here. It feels like you are ollieing into a container of Vaseline and then you are sinking into quicksand. And then after you go down into the ledge, because it's squishy, then you slowly start to move forward. I don't even know another way to explain that. You land on it, it doesn't make a noise really. It absorbs all of the noise and all of the feeling like a memory foam mattress. And when you're grinding, there's no noise. It grinds smooth. If you go fast enough, it might actually slide. But if you go too slow, you just kind of sink into it and just like fall into it. It's like grinding on wax. It's like slightly harder than wax, but it sounds like wax, it feels like wax. It grinds pretty good on the trucks. It doesn't really matter if your kingpin's sticking out on Smiths and Feebles when you're on this kind of stuff. It slides okay on the nose and tail. You can actually slide your wheels on this kind of stuff. It's probably the best kind of a ledge for board slides and lip slides when you actually have to slide your wheels. You don't really have to wax it. If you do wax it, it's just like the slickest thing in the world. Whatever they make these ledges out of, they should make skate decks out of this, like at least the tail, because this thing is like 15 to 20 years old at least, at a minimum, and there's really no wear on this. And I know people grind this. I know people skate this park. I don't know what this is made out of, but it's like the strongest material in the universe. This would be like a good shield against a nuclear weapon. Like, this is insanely strong. So this kind of park is good to learn if you have the basic skills, like you can ollie onto a ledge. If you're just learning to ollie onto a ledge, a street ledge that's rough on wax is probably better because you're not going to slip out and fall. But once you have that basic skill down, the kind of ledges you find at parks like this, they will teach you to slide things, especially if you're trying to learn Smiths and Feebles where you have to dip it down and hit that kingpin right there. These ledges are the best things for Smiths and Feebles. Like they just slide. Yeah, everything slides. It almost slides too much. So if you're just starting out learning how to ollie into a ledge, you might slip out. But after that, yeah, you can learn stuff here. So saying that, the next kind of ledge would be the street ledge. So a street ledge feels kind of like grinding on, those little dot candy that were sold on sheets of paper? It feels kind of like you're grinding on that, but it's made of concrete or steel, so it's just like vibrating like that the whole time you're grinding it. You can wax it and sand it down to the point where it almost slides, similar to one of these ledges you'd find at a skate park. It's the most rewarding kind of ledge to skate though, because it makes noise. It's not completely silent. It makes noise almost like a diamond cut rail from Keen Ramps. It makes that clicky, grindy noise. It's a very rewarding sound in skateboarding. Street ledges are also the most respectable ledges in skateboarding. I guess the only respectable ledges. Nobody really respects you for doing a trick at a skate park for some reason. I don't know, I like skate parks. So there's a plethora of different types of street ledges. There's some that are skate sopped, there's some that are unwaxed, there's some that have been skated for years. And what you want to find with a street ledge is like a good painted yellow curb, a red painted curb, something that's like glossy paint that's not too chipped off, something like that you can just grind forever. Or something that's been sanded down or been skated, or if you can find something marble. You got to be careful with street ledges because you could get in trouble for skating street ledges. sometimes people don't want you to skate on their property for some reason. The next kind of ledge I'm going to talk about would be the DIY ledge. Usually these are made out of wood, 2x4s inside, plywood on the outside, some cheap like bed rail on the side of it, or like aluminum from Lowe's, something that doesn't even really grind, but you've just waxed it up so much that you can kind of grind through it. The problem with aluminum is it's just so soft, and you get these little tiny microscopic little shards that are just holding you back, especially when you have aluminum trucks grinding against an aluminum ledge. I made a video building and skating a DIY box, but I've never uploaded it anywhere, and I may have actually deleted it when I formatted those 2 SD cards. But I've skated a few DIY homemade ledges before, and they can be really useful and good for learning. You can move them around, have them in your driveway, have them inside on the carpet, and they definitely can be useful. One thing that's similar to that would be the driveway ledge. So you've got the Element bench, or the Keen ramps ledge, Mojo ledge, all of those OC ramps, all those pre-made, prefab driveway ledges. Those are usually pretty good. They're definitely better than the DIY ledge. So after that, we've got the perfect skate park ledge. There are 2 different types of perfect skate park ledges. They're the kind with round coping on the edge, kind of a thicker round coping like you see at Woodland Skate Park. And then there's the kind with just metal set in flat, like a rectangular piece of steel. It's like set into the concrete. Usually these are concrete ramps because wood is a little too soft. When you land on wood, or if you land on whatever this stuff is, you can feel it sink in at first when you're going into a manual. With concrete, it's stiff. And I feel like it's just easier to skate doing manuals and grinds on a concrete ledge. Some people like the kind with the coping on the side because they can really lock in with their trucks and their heel side wheel. Just really feel like they're locked in. Also, the coping lifts you up a little bit so you're still even. You're not leaning over like this. And then some people prefer the ones with the metal set in. I feel like those kind are easier for nose slides and tail slides because you can really press up against the ledge, really get it waxed up. There are a lot of prefab skate parks, even concrete, hollow prefab skate parks with those kinds of ledges. Really, it's just preference and what you grew up skating. Both types are very useful for learning new tricks, and it's like the perfect thing to learn a trick on. Again, I want a skate park with just a tiny little, really low manual pad with metal on the sides for grinding and stuff. Kind of like the size of these, but not made out of this plastic material. I want it concrete with like actual coping or metal on the sides. So yeah, that's just a quick video about some of the different kinds of ledges that you can come in contact with as a skateboarder. What's your favorite kind of ledge? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you guys like skating street ledges? Or do you find that it just like makes your body feel like it's vibrating too much, or just cringe, just like this sound of it, you know? That's kind of what I feel about these ledges. Like, they work, they're smooth, but they hurt something inside of me. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it has something to do with my teeth grinding, or just like the stress inside it, my anxiety or stress level, or just something about the way it's smooth, but the way it kind of feels slimy. It just feels like inappropriately smooth. You know what I mean? And it just makes me feel terrible for some reason to grind this ledge. And it could just be being overweight, and maybe that's just how it feels to grind a ledge when you're in your 30s. But yeah, I don't know. Why does it say pork right here? I'm just so confused at the graffiti here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, scroll through my channel, check out my other videos, and hit that subscribe button because I got a lot more videos to come. Thanks for watching.